Hello everyone and welcome to my first monthly vlog. My New Year's resolution was to produce more video content and record a video each month about the 3 things I've been discussing with clients at Magenta every month. So here goes. This month I've seen these 3 things come up frequently with clients. Number 1 has of course been about the volatile stock markets and inflation. Since the beginning of the year, global equity markets have come under pressure from high and rising inflation and a corresponding tightening in monetary policy. The Ukraine and Russia situation has not helped, and certainly with the news this week, I expect this to continue for some time. We've seen portfolios lose money, and the lovely positive performance of last year, which was always so nice to talk to clients about, being wiped out. The conversations we've had this month is the same that we've had over many years with highs and lows in the markets, just to generally provide some words of reassurance. At times like this, it is very important to remember that long-term investments will both rise and fall in value over the short term. Periods of uncertainty such as this reiterate the importance of holding a globally diverse portfolio tailored to your individual circumstances and your personal risk tolerance. At Magenta, we remain focused on our long-term investment philosophy. We invest rather than speculate. Our investment portfolios are constructed with a view to maximising your lifetime purchasing power and not chasing short-term speculative gains. There are so many scenarios that could materialise that it's hard in the immediate term to predict where we may see winners and losers. However, as these scenarios take shape and develop over the coming months, we will of course seek to identify any long-term investment opportunities with the guidance of our third-party investment specialists. In regards to inflation, rising inflation is worrying for everyone. Put simply, our money won't go as far as it did last year. The good news on this front is that most economists, including the Bank of England, do think that this inflation spike will be temporary and that it should reduce at the end of 2022 and then fall again next year. These are only forecasts, so shouldn't be taken as gospel, of course. However, it provides cause for optimism that this is a short-term bump in the road and that at present there is no need to alter our long-term assumptions in regards to inflation. Topic number 2 has been about personal priorities adjusting owing to the pandemic. This isn't new by any means, as we've all been living with this for almost 2 years now, and we all recognise the importance of having our freedom, being able to see family and friends, to be able to hug, and wanting a better work-life balance. I'm having more conversations about major life and financial decisions for people because of these priorities. For example, I've spoken to clients who want to move house and leave the area they've lived in for 30 plus years to be closer to family and young children and young grandchildren. Leaving behind the community and friends they've built up during these years won't be easy, but the desire to be with family seems to be more important than ever. I've also talked to plenty of people who are wanting to reduce work, maybe to part-time, and earlier than they'd ever considered this before. The pandemic has most certainly led to a shift in people's thinking, and often I hear life is too short themes reoccurring. The important thing to remember when considering making a major life change like this is to educate yourself about how this change will impact your life longer term, both financially and emotionally. Provided it's all okay and you can make this decision with peace of mind that it won't detrimentally impact your future, why wouldn't you take the leap? And number 3 is a little bit more uplifting. Eventually, the world seems to be opening up and almost half the people I've been talking to plan to travel and go somewhere nice this year. I love talking to clients about exciting trips they've got planned and understanding new places that they've explored and experienced. However, the choice to travel right now does bring complexity and extra layers of administration and insurance to consider. The key things to think about is, have you got COVID insurance as part of your travel insurance, avoiding COVID hotspots, and reading up on the travel guidelines. But I'm also seeing more people rely on booking through a travel agent, and I can speak from personal experience that they are able to offer a layer of reassurance that you will exactly know what to expect when you get there and reorganize things if things go wrong. One thing has certainly become clear to me with the discussions I've been having with clients, and that is that right now travel is more of a luxury than ever before. You can only really take the risk to travel when you have the flexibility to afford it, when you know you could afford to stay for longer, spending extra on hotel or food or flights, even when you have insurance, and also that you have the extra time away, you can have the extra time away from home, because if you have to stay and isolate somewhere, then incidental costs will add up. Pets being looked after for longer, extra car parking costs at the airport, and sometimes the cost of extra time off work, especially if you're self-employed. So just make sure you've got an extra cash buffer in the account just in case you need to access that from abroad, or to make sure that you've got enough money to cover yourself for a period while you're away. So that's my 3 things this month, and I hope that you found it useful and of interest. If you're thinking about making a big life change, which might impact your finances, and want to know whether you can do this with peace of mind for the future, then get in touch and we'd be delighted to help.